Assalamualaikum everyone. I'm Aisha Education Wali. I welcome you all to my another session of ChatGPT on a topic how to identify and avoid toxic positivity. So, positivity is powerful when it becomes forced or dismissive. It can turn to toxic. Toxic positivity often silences real emotions, invalidates struggles, and pressure people to just be happy even when they are hurting. Today, let's dive into this important topic with a set of questions designed to uncover the toxic positivity looks like, how to recognize it, and how to avoid falling into its trap. So, let me call Maya.
Hey, what's up?
Good evening, Maya. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How's your Friday night treating you?
Alhamdulillah, it's going on smoothly. Uh,
Glad to hear it.
yeah. So I want to discuss with you how to identify and avoid toxic positivity. Are you
That
ready
is
for that?
such an. I am absolutely ready. It's a tricky one because it usually comes from a place of wanting to be helpful, but it ends up feeling like a shutdown. Where do you want to start?
So, what exactly is toxic positivity and how does it differ from healthy optimism?
At its core, toxic positivity is the belief that no matter how dire or difficult a situation is, people should maintain a positive mindset. The real difference between that and healthy optimism is validation. Healthy optimism says, this is a mess and it's okay to feel terrible right now, but I believe we can find a way through it. Toxic positivity just skips the feeling terrible part entirely and jumps straight to good vibes only. One acknowledges the human experience, while the other basically tells you to ignore it.
Sorry, come again.
No worries. Basically, healthy optimism is when you acknowledge that things are hard, but you still believe they'll get better.
Okay.
Toxic positivity is when the bad feelings are just brushed aside or ignored, like saying everything happens for a reason when someone is actually grieving. One lets you be human, the other tells you to just be positive and move on.
Hmm. Yes. So,
It's a
are they
subtle line.
similar or they differ from each other?
They're definitely different. Think of it like this:
Can you
healthy
give me
optimism is a
example?
bridge. Sure thing. A toxic positivity response would be, don't be sad. Everything happens for a reason, and you'll just be stronger for it. It basically tells them their disappointment isn't allowed. Healthy optimism would be, I know this hurts, and it's totally fair to be devastated right now. Once the dust settles, we'll figure out what went wrong and get you ready to crush it next time. See the difference? One denies the pain, the other holds space for it before looking for the solution.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so which one is better, toxic positivity or healthy optimism?
Oh, healthy optimism, without a doubt.
Okay,
Toxic positivity is definitely the way to go. Since we've got the difference down, do you want to dive into how to actually spot toxic positivity when it's happening in real time?
yes.
All right, let's get into it. The biggest red flag is when a response feels like a shutdown rather than a conversation. Look out for phrases like, it could be worse, just stay positive, or everything happens for a reason. When those are used to end a conversation about a struggle, that's toxic positivity. Do any of those sound familiar from things you've heard or maybe
Yes.
even said yourself? Right? It's
Yes.
incredibly common. Most of the time, people aren't trying to be dismissive. They're just uncomfortable with the heavy stuff and want to fix the mood as quickly as possible. It's more about their own discomfort than the other person's pain.
Okay, so
It's a weird paradox.
yeah, can you give me one more example to spot out the difference between these two.
Mm, let's try a workplace scenario. Imagine a coworker just got passed over for a promotion they really wanted. A toxic positivity response would be, look on the bright side. Now you have more time for your hobbies, and something better is definitely coming your way. It
Yeah.
completely ignores the sting of rejection.
Mm-hmm.
A healthy optimism response would be, that really sucks. It's okay to be frustrated and feel like this is unfair. When
Mm-hmm.
you're ready, we can look at the feedback together and figure out a plan to get you that role next time.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make the shutdown feeling more obvious?
Yes. So, what are some
Subtle.
common phrases or behaviors that signal toxic positivity?
It really is. Besides the phrases we already touched on, like everything happens for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
look for things like just think positive or choose happiness. Behaviorally, it's often a quick change of subject or a sudden shift to a solution before the person has even finished explaining why they're upset. That feeling that you're being rushed through your emotions. Do you find that happens more in your professional life or with friends and family?
Yeah, it happens. Like more in professional life. So, how can toxic positivity affect mental health and relationships?
It's a ripple effect, really. Mentally, it creates this layer of shame. When you're told to just be positive while you're struggling, you start feeling like there's something wrong with you for being sad or anxious in the first place. Basically, gaslights your own emotions. In relationships, it kills trust. If you feel like you can't be honest about your lows without being shut down, you stop sharing. You start editing yourself, and eventually that connection just thins out because you're only showing the highlight reel of your life.
Okay, but is it good to be always think about what we have not received, and is it good to move forward what we have now?
Not at all. There's a huge difference between validating a struggle and staying stuck in it. Living in the what I didn't get space is just as draining as pretending everything is perfect. The sweet spot is acknowledging the truth of the moment without letting it become your entire identity. It's
So
more
when
like,
okay,
I'm really disappointed I didn't get this, and that's okay, but I'm still grateful for the skills I have. Does that distinction make sense?
yeah, because I think it's okay to be like happy what you have. I feel like that, but what do you say?
I totally agree. It's more than okay. It's actually the secret to not burning out.
Mm,
There's a huge difference between being content with what you have and being complacent. Contentment is that feeling of peace and gratitude for your current life, while complacency is when you stop growing because you've settled. You can be genuinely happy with your present while still being excited about where you're headed. Do you feel like those two things ever clash for you?
yes, of course. So, do we like need to struggle for what we don't have, and we have to try to get it?
That's the eternal tug of war, isn't it? I think the key is the why behind the struggle. If you're chasing something because you feel incomplete without it, that
Mm,
usually just leads to more burnout. But, if you're striving for something because it aligns with your values or sparks your curiosity, then that struggle is actually what makes life feel meaningful. It's less about struggling and more about growing towards something you actually want.
mm. Okay. So, how can someone respond when they encounter toxic positivity from friends or family?
It's a delicate balance. Since these are people you care about, you usually want to redirect them without starting a fight. A great way is to use I statements to explain what you actually need in that moment. For example, instead of saying, you're being toxic, you could say, I appreciate that you want me to feel better, but right now, I just need to feel heard and validated before we look for a solution. It shifts the focus from their mistake to your need. Does that
Okay.
feel like something you'd be comfortable saying, or does that feel a bit too direct?
Yeah, it's comfortable. So thank you so much, Maya, for giving me such a valuable advice on what is toxic positivity and how to identify it and how to avoid it. Thank you so much. See you in the next session. Bye bye.
You are so welcome. I really enjoyed diving into this with you. I'll be here whenever you're ready for the next one.
I'm going to call you soon.
I'll be looking forward to it. Talk soon.
So thank you so much, everyone. So this conversation was really valuable, and it's going to make give some value in our lives. So let's be positive and avoid toxic positivity. And I hope you will identify your toxic positivity and try to avoid it. Thank you so much. See you in the next session. Until then, Allah.